the canine's eyes how relaxed she seemed, and how beautiful. A ceremonial elven cape was an experimental new addition to her deep steel robe and her imperial sash, the new pure white material appearing so finely woven that it seemed as if the slightest breeze would surely cause it to tear. She and Jelna Nolan were involved in a lively discussion. Doubtless they were going through the various details of the following day's festivities.
"Something that you should be doing too," said Cullen, reminding his friend. "It won't be long until autumn. The sun is already beginning to set."
Ahren looked down at Kara for a heartbeat longer. Then his eyes moved on to Falk, Uldini, Fisker, Lanlian. So many of them had come here to be present for the next day's event. He knew that this should have pleased him, but the heavy cloud that hung over his thoughts simply refused to dissipate.
"They want to celebrate life," added Cullen. "So please, stop lending death your ear."
Ahren glanced sideways at the wolf. "Have you been eavesdropping on Lanlian over the last while?" asked the forest guardian, with a hint of amusement.
"Huh!" retorted the animal, with a snort. "His manner of speaking has been getting more and more bombastic over the past few days, that even the bards have made a run for it. His cold body contains a veritable bonfire of poetry."
Ahren rubbed his eyes and looked around again. A few paces away were a handful of young elves, waiting patiently for Cullen to make himself available for them again. Otherwise, the forest guardian could only make out leaves, thick branches, and the sky, speckled with wispy clouds, with shafts of light shining down from around the treetop, which stood proudly to attention 10 paces above his head. Ahren looked down at the branches near his feet that marked the position. The young forest guardian was in the right place all right, yet there was no sign of him. "Very well," he said, as he sighed in resignation. "Use your nose, big lad," he commanded. "Time for some cheating."
"But Ahren!"
The animal's words dripped with self-righteous indignation, which failed, however, to hide their hypocritical nature.
"How could you possibly think such a thing?"
"I have no doubt that Falk cheated all the time too, in the old days," countered Ahren roughly. "I am merely passing on what I learned from him." With that, he squinted his eyes and peered around again. Wherever can the young buck be hiding? "Is he still standing above us?" asked Kara with a chuckle, without looking up.
"He certainly is," murmured Falk gleefully.
"If he doesn't find him soon, I'll be disgraced. I was his erstwhile master, after all." "Falk," chided Jelna Nolan, glaring at the old man. "You should be more supportive of your former apprentice."
"Those days are long gone," chuckled the paladin as he scratched his grey beard. "It's time for him to stand on his own 2 feet.
Kara noticed the frown appearing on the man's forehead. "Damn it! When is he going to start cheating? Do I have to tell him everything?" Cullen's nose twitched as he pointed it upwind.
"No wonder you can't find him," said the animal after some heartbeats. "He isn't here."
Ahren uttered a coarse curse, causing the waiting elven children to whisper loudly. "Forget you heard that," said the paladin quickly to the little ones, before storming down the woven ribbon, which resembled a spiral staircase as it wound its way down the tree in gentle loops. "My instructions were clear," he fumed. "He was to hide in a place from where he could clearly see the marking." A combination of rage and concern gave him a sick feeling in the pit of his stomach.
"Nothing is going to happen to him,"
said the wolf reassuringly as he trotted beside Ahren.
"We are in Evergreen, after all."
The paladin battled unsuccessfully against his irrational fear. A missed step in the upper branches of a tree or a wounded predator could make even the safest of places dangerous. He himself had survived more than one dangerous encounter under the leafy canopy of Evergreen.
"Ahren!"
snarled Cullen angrily.
"You really..."